title, The Haunted Ouija Game. It was Halloween night, and Bakugo found himself alone in his dorm room. His usual group of friends had all gone out to celebrate the holiday, leaving him to his own devices. He had finished all of his schoolwork and had nothing else to do but wander around the dorms. As he walked down the hallway, he overheard Deku and Achiko Uraraka talking about playing a Ouija board game. Bakugo scoffed at the idea, thinking it was ridiculous and a waste of time. However, as he thought more about it, he realized it could be a good way to scare his friends and have some fun. He approached the two, interrupting their conversation. "What are you two losers up to?" Deku looked up at his friend. "Oh, we're just planning on playing a Ouija board game for Halloween." Achiko turned to Bakugo, a curious expression on her face. "Yeah, it's supposed to be really spooky and fun." Bakugo rolled his eyes. "Ha! You guys are such wimps. That game is a joke." Deku looked up at Bakugo. "What do you mean, Bakugo? Have you played it before?" Bakugo shook his head. "No, but I know it's a bunch of nonsense. But if you guys are really that scared, I'll play with you. It'll be hilarious to see you guys freak out." Achiko looked at Bakugo skeptically. "Are you sure, Bakugo? It's not just a game, it's supposed to be a way to communicate with spirits." Bakugo waved her off. "PSH, whatever. Let's just get this over with." The three friends sat around the Ouija board, fingers on the planchette, ready to play. At first, nothing happened, and Bakugo began to get bored. But then, the planchette began to move on its own. Deku's eyes widened in shock. "Oh my god, it's moving!" Achiko's voice shook as she asked the board, "Is there anyone here with us?" The planchette spelled out, "Yes." Bakugo snorted. "This is stupid. One of you is probably moving it." Deku protested. "I swear I'm not doing it." Achiko chimed in. "Me neither." The planchette then spelled out, "Bikijio." Bakugo's eyes narrowed. "Okay, this is getting weird. Which one of you is messing with me?" Deku shook his head. "I swear it's not me." "Bakugo, do you know anyone with that name?" Bakugo hesitated for a moment before responding. "No, I don't know anyone with that stupid name." The planchette then spelled out, "YURFATHER." Bakugo's heart began to race. "What? That's impossible. My dad is dead." Achiko's voice was barely above a whisper. "Bakugo, maybe we should stop playing." But Bakugo was too curious. "No. I want to know what this is about." The planchette spelled out, "YURFATHERWSMURDRED." Bakugo's eyes widened in shock. "That's a lie. My dad died in a car crash." As Bakugo continued to argue with the spirits, the planchette suddenly flew off the board and landed on the floor. The room fell silent as the three friends looked at each other in shock. Bakugo was the first to break the silence. "Okay, that was freaky. I don't want to play this stupid game anymore." Deku and Achiko both nodded in agreement, and they quickly put away the Ouija board. They spent the rest of the night talking about what had just happened, trying to make sense of it all. As they were getting ready for bed, Bakugo couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. He couldn't stop thinking about what the Ouija board had said about his father. He decided to do some research the next day to see if there was any truth to it. The next morning, Bakugo went to the library and began digging through old newspapers. It didn't take long for him to find an article about his father's death. The article stated that his father had been murdered in a robbery gone wrong. Bakugo was in shock. He had never known the truth about his father's death. He felt angry and betrayed that his mother had kept this from him. He decided to confront her about it. When he got home, he found his mother in the kitchen. He walked up to her, his voice shaking with anger. "Why didn't you tell me the truth about Dad's death?" His mother looked up at him, tears in her eyes. "I was trying to protect you, Katsuki. I didn't want you to be burdened with the pain of knowing your father was murdered." Bakugo felt a wave of guilt wash over him. He realized that his mother had been trying to protect him all these years, and he had been too blind to see it. He hugged his mother tightly, tears streaming down his face. From that day on, Bakugo had a newfound respect for the Ouija board. He realized that it wasn't just a silly game, but a tool that could connect us to the spiritual world. He never played with it again, but he couldn't help but wonder what else it could reveal if he did.